Hey, yo, what's up? It's Mike from True Trading Group. Are you guys ready for an amazing live stream with a massive amount of golden nuggets, all designed to help you to learn faster, trade smarter, and profit sooner? Of course you are, right? Of course you are. But now, before we begin, I want to show everyone something. All right. I'm talking to all TTG members, non-members, all the haters, the supporters, and everybody in between. I want you to see what you've motivated us to build and what we are continuing to build each and every single day. So please do me a favor. Sit back, relax, watch this quick 4-minute video that shows you the new TTG platform. When it ends, we're going straight into the live stream. And I promise you, you're leaving here with real takeaways that you can actually use to help yourselves make some money. All right, let's run it.
Hey, boy, it's your boy Jim. Straight from y'all, street to Wall Street. Anybody tells you that money is the root of all evil doesn't have any. Oh, do wake up, get that girl hyped up just to get a little bit. The only woman in the morning wanna turn on this Becky quick. While the average man's looking at curves like she fine as heck, I'm over here looking at tails and wicks like buy or sell. I left the chaos for the market. Nah, I don't want a street spot, I want a stock pick. I know that style got flair, triggered my stop losses, but I ain't got time for distractions. My Vivo with PFs crossing, rich with hot trades from pushing hot keys, strategies and plans to make grand. Still in my tank top, Batman pajamas, house slides in about 5 hot picks of the day, cause I like the way the Dow moves. For hot dips on call, so I got options, two with a lot of value, one with a double bottom. Now I know some folks don't understand, am I talking about my trade or just thinking with my Mac day? You see we're different in the way we move. You move with kittens and your dogs, I move with bears and bulls. I got a green thumb, I grow with the market. Waking up with the future, stacking up some commas. I jump out of bed, ride, eat my bacon and eggs. I light up watching them candles while I'm still in my sandals. Making profit. They used to watch me move them packs, bro, stop it. Now I watch moves in the NASDAQ. Making profit. Used to run from the ATF and the cops. Now I run down ETFs and making profit. I jump out of bed, make profit. Eat my bacon and eggs, make profit. Light up watching them candles while I'm still in my sandals. Making profit. Me and Jim Cramer been talking mad money. He said today I'm taking the risk, they got the feds coming, but I got support here with me. I call it a short squeeze. You get the drop, she pulls the trigger and shuts it down. If she stays on my watch list, I might have to keep her, but I know better. I'm a true trading group lifer. Go ahead, be bold. Trader, get your spy hit. I'll double top that guy, head and shoulders. Hit him up with this resistance. Watch him roll over, cause I see big moves in contracts. If I say I made 1 million a day, well, that's a large cap. You moving average, that's why you get crossed, get split, get delisted and knocked off. And I'm setting the whole block off. I'm buying GameStop and selling them Roblox off. I get profit, jump out of bed, make profit, eat my bacon and eggs, make profit, light up watching them candles, make profit, while I'm still in my sandals, making profit. They used to watch me move them packs, bro, stop it. Now I watch moves in the NASDAQ, making profit. Used to run from the ATF and the cop. Now I run down ETFs and make profit. Hey, my family, we do, man. Make profit. Hey, Suge Mike, what we doing, dog? Profit. Make profit. That TTG money. We get profit.
Hey, yo, what's up, everybody? What's going on, folks? Welcome to the True Trading Group live stream. Hope you guys all enjoyed our new demo video. So you guys can actually see what it is that we have been up to and what it is that we have built here at True Trading Group and what it is that we continue to build out on a regular basis that helps all of our members to learn faster, trade smarter, and profit sooner. That's really what True Trading Group is all about. It's what you guys are all here for. We're here to figure out how we're going to make some money here in the first full trading week of the new year. Yes, we already had the first trading day of 2026 last week, but it was weird. It was a Friday. It was after we were all off for New Year's. It was kind of a strange, funky, weird day where you had, 2 different weeks in a row now where you had a holiday land on the Thursday, Christmas, and then New Year's, markets close. And then you got left with this weird Friday price action on both weeks where you had lower than usual trading volume. And it was a strange day on this past Friday, the 2nd, because it's the first day of the turnover of the new calendar. But there weren't a lot of people that were maybe, necessarily market participants that were at their desk, and just left for kind of a weird, wacky type of trading session. So now we're going to be getting into the very first trading week of the year. I'm very excited to get 2026 underway. And my goodness, is it starting off with tons of volatility. Obviously, unless you've been living under a rock, then you guys know that the United States conducted an operation over the weekend and has arrested Nicolas Maduro from Venezuela, and that has oil stocks going crazy right now. Chevron, Valero, Exxon, Oxy, you name them, they're up anywhere from 11% all the way as low as maybe 4%. Some of these oil stocks have added around $100 billion of market cap in the overnight session. So the overnight trading session has begun, and you're seeing, 11% gains in Chevron and Valero, which are the 2 companies out of all of the energy stocks. There's the 2 companies that will stand to benefit the most if Venezuelan oil comes back into the market without the restrictions and the limitations and the sanctions that are currently placed on that oil. Chevron will benefit the most. There's no doubt about it. Valero would probably be second. ExxonMobil is more of an indirect beneficiary. They don't really have Venezuelan exposure. Chevron does. Chevron already has licenses. Chevron has infrastructure. Chevron has upstream. Chevron has the refining capabilities for the heavy crude. So does Valero. They have facilities right there in the Gulf of Mexico. So those are the 2 companies that you would want to focus on the most. There are also 2 companies that are on my watch list for not just tomorrow, but for also the remainder of the week. We're going to talk tonight here on this live stream how we plan on making money this week. I'm breaking down for you my exact trading game plan, stocks I'm looking at, entry points, exit points. We have a big week. It's not just about Venezuela. It's not just about oil. It's also about the jobs market. We've got ADP numbers. We've got jobless claims. We've got the U.S. unemployment number. We've got the U.S. non-farm payrolls. And on top of that, you've got the CES happening in Vegas. Lisa Su is going to be speaking tomorrow, CEO of AMD. Jensen Huang is going to be speaking tomorrow, CEO of Nvidia. There is a lot happening this week, and it all comes to a head right here and now on this live stream to give us really great money-making opportunities. At the end of the day, that is why we are all here. So welcome to the True Trading Group live stream. My name is Michael Edward Paranati. I go by Michael Edward. I'm the co-founder and head trader at True Trading Group. I'm thrilled to have you guys all here with us tonight. True Trading Group literally exists to help you learn faster, trade smarter, and profit sooner. It's exactly what we're going to do here tonight on this live stream. True Trading Group is very proud to be powered by our partners at the NASDAQ, Benzinga, OpenAI, TradingView, DataBento, and of course also Unusual Whales. True Trading Group is an award-winning fintech platform that has received the Benzinga Fintech Award for Best AI Analysis Tool. This is a platform that is built on education. It's backed by experience, strategies proven through decades of success, and tools that actually think. And all of it completely customized and built around you, the individual user. No matter what you trade, how much money you have, or how much time you claim you don't have, TTG exists to help you guys make money. That's what we're going to do here tonight. Okay? So hope you're ready to roll your sleeves up tonight. We got some great content in store that I think is going to help you guys make some money this week. If this is your first time on the True Trading Group YouTube channel, welcome. But do yourself a favor. Make sure you subscribe. All right, click that subscribe button, then click that like button and show some love. Hell, all of you smash that like button and show some love. And then, of course, turn on your notifications. Make sure you never miss out on any of these live streams. Before I get into here tonight, I want to make sure you're watching this video live. Okay, you should see a red dot next to the word live at the bottom left of your screen. If you do not see a red dot, that means you're watching the video delayed. So let's fix that. Click live, and that'll bring you guys up to speed. All right. Now, those of you that are new, I know what some of you might probably be thinking is, who the hell is this guy and why should I pay attention about anything it is that he has to say? It's a great question. The reason why I think you guys should pay attention when I discuss here on this live stream is not because I claim to be the world's greatest trader. I'm a damn good one, but I'm probably not the world's greatest, okay? I think that you guys should pay attention about what it is we talk about here, because I didn't have to figure this stuff out on my own, unfortunately. I didn't have to watch YouTube videos and sit in Discord chats. I began my trading career working at T3 Alpha Fund in New York City. It's my first job right out of college. They had me go through a training program before they let me touch even $1 of the fund's money. And then shortly after that, we had 2008. The Great Recession, the big stock market crash, but that was also the same year that I received one of the firm's Trader of the Year awards. Now you fast forward, I'm the co-founder and head trader of TTG, along with my team of 8 other professional full-time trading mods and an over 30-person staff. We have helped thousands of members from all over the world to reach their goals. True Trading Group has over 10,000 members in 114 different countries, truly a global community. We trade stocks, options, crypto, futures. We day trade, we swing trade. We also cover long-term portfolio investing. There's literally something here for everybody at True Trading Group. So kick back, relax. Let's get ready to make some money this week. Subscribe to the channel if you guys have not yet done so. I hope you guys are ready to get down to business and get the first full trading week of 2026 under our belts. With that, let me take a nice little sip of water as we kind of get into what we have here tonight. Let me say, I know, right? I'm new to. Oh, nice. I'm just catching up on some of the comments that I got coming through right now. Shoot, this platform has taught and helped me to make more than a small fortune scalping Tesla over the last 5 weeks since going full time. That's my boy Rob. My boy Rob is a recently transitioned full-time trader and has been absolutely lighting it up. Yes, Big Yellow Bird says the Holy Grail 2 is going to be busy all week. Yes, the Holy Grail 2 is going to be very busy this week. I wouldn't be surprised if we have a record-setting week as far as Holy Grail runs. For those that don't know, Holy Grail is one of the newest AI tools that we put out here at True Trading Group. It's actually a multi-agent system where you just type in the ticker symbol, whether you want a stock, option, crypto, future, you put in how much you want to risk, whether you want to scalp, a day trade, a swing trade, and you just click run analysis. And then our multi-agent system just goes through all of the technical indicators, all the news, all the data, all the risk parameters, and comes up for you a very detailed trading plan with entries, exits, profit target, stop loss. It even gives you conviction level, whether it's 85% conviction, 70% conviction, 55% conviction, and all of it, right? So our members have been absolutely ripping that thing to shreds. And have been just making an absolute killing with that brand new tool. Like I said, True Trading Group is not just a chat room with trade alerts and courses, right? This is an entire fintech platform. We're calling it the THD Terminal. That is what we like to say is the retail trader version of a Bloomberg terminal, with the analytics, the data, the resources, the tools that can help retail traders make better decisions and therefore improve their consistency so that they can maintain profitability in the long run. That's really what this is all about. A lot of you that are maybe not yet profitable traders, you've all made money before, but your problem is keeping it. And if you can just gain some consistency, you guys can put yourselves in an entirely new stratosphere as far as trading and as far as your own financial situation. And that's really what this platform gears towards. It really gears towards tools, resources, analytics that can help you guys improve consistency so that you guys could then gain that consistent profitability that it is that we all strive for. So Rob, congratulations, man, on the recent successes. I know you just recently, just like 2 months ago or a little bit more than that. I think you just said 5 weeks or so. I think it was more than that. That you just transitioned to a full-time trader, but you've been absolutely killing it, man. So just stay at it and keep with it. Right? Just stay at it and keep with it. But that's really that what kind of takes me back to that just for a second, because that's really what this is all about. Right? Maybe not all of you want to become full-time traders. Right? Very happy I didn't skip on the Holy Grail tool this week. It's going to be priceless. It's so true. this week is going to be amazing. It really is. And this kind of takes me back to what I was just kind of getting at before I kind of got caught up and sidetracked with some of the comments that were coming through chat. You guys are on this live stream because you want to figure out how to make money in the market. That's it. That's why you guys are here, right? I'm assuming some of you are like, oh, maybe what's going to happen to the market after this whole Venezuela thing? What's going to happen to oil? What's going to happen to this? What's going to happen to that? You know, everybody wants to know what the hell, is there an AI bubble? Like, but what it really all comes down to, push himself, it's just all about making money. And that's exactly what tools like the Holy Grail are allowing our members to do. And I'll prove it to you. Don't just take my word for it just because I'm some guy on a YouTube channel. You shouldn't. I'll let members speak for themselves. And I'm just going to ask a question. Members of True Trading Group, if you guys are part of this community, we have over 10,000 members from all over the world. If you're part of True Trading Group and you are making money and you're becoming better traders because of this platform, I want you to go ahead and type the number 1 in chat right now. And anyone that's on this live that's not a member, forget about me. Don't forget about my Yankee hat or the painting hanging behind me. Pay attention to the amount of people that you see type the number 1, because these are your peers. These are your friends, your family members, your coworkers, your Uber drivers, your chiropractor, right? Like these are your peers. And if they are sitting here telling you that they're making money, then so can you. Right? Very simple. These people that are typing number 1 are not luckier than you, and they sure as hell don't have more time than you. 82% of them, okay, 82% of them have a full-time job. If they can do this, then so can you, right? Especially with the tools and resources that we have available, with all the different technology that we have on the platform now. It is built specifically for people like that said that they don't have a lot of time. I do see a comment from one person. We have Broken Motivator says, how do you come back if you were a THD family member before? Broken Motivator, that's a great question. It's a simple answer. All I need you to do, and this goes for anybody else that used to be a member or used to be a trial member, and you guys want to join True Trading Group, we'll hook you guys up if you guys used to be part of the platform, whether a trial or a member. If you guys want to come back, we'll take care of you. Send a text message right now with the word START to 1-888-621-2127. Okay, so Broken Motivator and anybody else that used to be a member, or if you used to be a trial and you guys want to come back, we'll take care of you. We'll hook you guys up. Just send a text message with the word START to 1-888-621-2127. Okay, just text that number. It's right there at the bottom of your screen. Text that number. I need you to text the word START, though, to make sure that we can respond back to you. So give me like your name, your email, text the word START, and then you guys will be good to go. And we'll hook you up. We'll get you guys back into the THD platform with something special for you. All right? So Broken Motivator, I'm glad to see you coming back to the family, my man. Looking forward to trading with you again. All right? And that goes for anybody else that used to be part of the community. You guys can send a text message to that number right now. Okay? All right. Let's all right, so let's kind of talk about this. Let's kind of talk about this for a second here. Let me go through and get with you guys. Here we go. Okay, so right now you are getting, let me check on futures right now. Last time I checked, futures were nice and green. We're still up 0.13%, nothing crazy. We're just really chopping around. It looked like we were going to try to break out there through the session high a couple of minutes ago, right before we went live, but we just kind of rejected that. We're just kind of consolidating. We're up small, 0.13% green to start off the session. Nothing crazy. Not a big gap up, not a big gap down. You know, I got a lot of people asking me as soon as the news broke over the weekend about Venezuela on what I thought was going to happen in the markets. And I really don't think, and my response to people that were reaching out to me, like some of our All Access members that were reaching out to me over the weekend, I really didn't think that we were going to get much of a response in the overall market. I'm coming back for the family feel and support you guys give. It's cold and dark out there all alone. Broken Motivator, man. Trading could be a lonely profession. You know, it really could. Trading can be lonely. I've done both, right? Like I worked at a fund. I was on a trading floor. You know, I had all of my coworkers and my mentors that were sitting right next to me. We were all on an open trading floor, and I loved that environment. being able to kind of bounce ideas off of one another. You get to celebrate your wins with somebody, but you also have people that can help pick you up when you do have your losses, and just kind of keep those emotions always in check. I love the community feel of a trading floor, but then I also traded solo by myself, completely alone. You feel like you're on an island all by yourself and nothing other than Wilson to talk to you. It sucks. It sucks. And then now we have True Trading Group, which is 10,000 members from all over the world. And it's an amazing thing. People that share the same goals, people that share the same interests, people that really understand what you're going through and the emotional roller coasters that you're going to experience. But people that just want to see you succeed just as badly as they want to succeed themselves. And there is true strength in numbers when it comes to trading. I only have two eyes. I can only look at so many things, even with all of the AI tools and stuff that we have. I only have two eyeballs. I can only focus on so much before it's just information overload, right? But if you have thousands of people that are educated enough to know what to look for and know what to do and have the right tools and resources and technology that we have on the platform that can help them devise the trading plans, figure out the entry zones, the stop losses, the profit targets, the proper position sizing, conviction level, then they can bring opportunities to my attention that I otherwise might not have been looking at. I had members last week literally hit me up with, Mike, hey, I just got an 85% conviction long on so-and-so stock from the Holy Grail tool. That's a very high conviction read from that tool. So when we see those type of conviction reads, we really want to make sure we pay attention and we go after and attack those setups, because more often than not, they pay us, and they pay us handsomely. So it's stuff like that where being in a group is really, really, really beneficial. So, Broken Motivator, I definitely feel you on that, man. It is cold, dark, and lonely out there, not inside True Trading Group, man. You're never alone when you trade a True Trading Group. All right. Terry Callahan goes, Halliburton's up 14%. Yeah, the overnight trading right now, oil stocks are going absolutely bonkers. And this is what I had kind of said to the All Access members that were reaching out over the weekend was I didn't think that this was going to have much of an impact on the overall market, but it might have an impact in very specific areas. Where are those specific areas? I think this would be potentially could be a negative hit to China, because China is the biggest buyer of Venezuelan oil, and Venezuelan oil is incredibly cheap because of all the sanctions and restrictions and limitations. So China was buying very, very, very cheap oil. If that is no longer the case, if China is not able to pay the same price that they were paying for it, then that's a negative hit to China. But really where the real benefit is really coming from is the oil companies that we have here. The one thing that you have to realize about Venezuelan oil is that it is a very heavy crude. Okay. It is not a light crude. Heavy crude is harder to get, and it is much more expensive to get, and it's more expensive to refine. Where you really need to focus to pay attention is a second that, when I start to think about, okay, what stocks are going to benefit from this, is going to be if Venezuelan oil comes back online into the global markets, there is going to need to be a massive increase in refining capacity, because it is a heavy crude. Okay. It needs to be refined in a very specific type of process that not every refinery has the capabilities of doing. You also want to look at proximity to where Venezuela is. So ideally, you look right into, obviously, the Gulf. Okay, you look into the Gulf and you look at, what do we have in the Gulf? Well, you have Chevron has a major presence there, but so does Valero. Valero has the refining capabilities, and they have facilities right there in the Gulf that they could take in the heavy crude from Venezuela and they could refine it. My two favorite plays, okay, if you're looking at for oil plays, two of my favorite plays are Chevron and Valero. Okay. These other companies, like you're going to hear people talk about, like Occidental Petroleum, people are going to talk about Exxon. These are companies that actually, in my opinion, do not have a direct benefit because they don't have the upstream infrastructure. They don't have the refining capabilities. They don't have the proximity. And if anything, Occidental Petroleum is more affected at the margin because of an increase in oil supply could actually drive down the price of oil. And that would actually be hurting those other companies that are not getting the actual operational increase and benefit of having either existing structure. Chevron already has licensing and joint ventures okay, with Venezuela. Okay, they already have the licensing with the United States to operate there. I'm sorry if I actually put some notes together for you guys. Let me see here. What did I do with all my notes here? I had because I knew I was going to get a bunch of questions on this, and I had a bunch of notes here before I. What did I do? Did I? I'm not. You got to be kidding me. I guess I deleted them. Oh, that's frustrating. Well, long story short. Is this it? No, this is from my market outlook report notes. No, this isn't it. No, that sucks. Is it? No. All right, never mind. All right, it doesn't matter. So I had a bunch of notes that I had just written down for you guys, but Chevron has Gulf Coast systems that are configured already historically for specifically. It's already configured for heavy Venezuelan grade oil. Okay. Chevron also processes heavy Canadian heavy oil. Okay. So Chevron already does that, and they've already done it with Venezuela, and they already have the licensing, okay, with the United States for very limited operation in Venezuela, but they already have the entire infrastructure, the entire upstream. They already have all of their refining capabilities. So Chevron is my number one pick to benefit from something like this. Now, again, we still don't know what's going to happen. We still don't know how this is going to pan out. We still don't know what is this all going to, what's going to happen with Venezuelan oil. We still don't necessarily know. But if this oil was to now come back into the markets, Chevron should benefit the most. And then I would say Valero would benefit the most because of their refining capabilities, specifically for Valero. Chevron benefits all around. Chevron benefits from actually getting the oil, transporting the oil, refining the oil. Chevron has the entire upstream capability. They would benefit most, in my opinion. Okay. I also think Chevron has a phenomenal looking chart. If you were to look at Chevron, and I actually have my 2026 stock market outlook report that is, I was trying to get it finished this weekend. I wasn't able to get it finished. I had too much stuff going on. My wife needed help with a bunch of stuff. My wife is super pregnant. I got a baby number 2 on the way soon. And I haven't been able to kind of just lock myself away and just kind of, finish this. It's a very in-depth report that I put together here for this year. But energy stocks are in that list. And prior to anything about Venezuela, Chevron and Exxon were 2 of the stocks that were listed, or are, when you guys will read it, are listed in the 2026 outlook report. Now, even more so. Okay. Now, even more so. Now, Chevron and Exxon were on the list prior to anything happening with Venezuela. Now, I like Chevron even more. And on top of this, Chevron being up 11% or so last I checked, it pays a 4.5% dividend. I went pretty heavy on oil stocks going into 2022, and then I sold out. I still own some, but I really brought the positions down significantly in 2022. Still own some, held on to them, for the dividends. I got Chevron, I got Exxon, I have Valero, I have Marathon Oil, I have Occidental, I have One Oak. Am I missing any? I think that's it. Did I say ConocoPhillips? That's it. And Devon. I had Pioneer got acquired, and I still have Devon. But I've taken those positions down considerably. I like them again. If you guys take a look at my screen, you take a look at this chart here of Chevron. This is a really clean multi-year base. It really is. This is a clean multi-year base. You take a look at this chart, and it's very obvious that you have a lot of resistance back here. 2014 highs, 2018 highs. You finally broke through that in 2022. And then after that break in 2022, you got a pullback and a reset, held support in 22, a pullback in 24, held support. And then with the April sell-off this year, held support again. And then now you have what looks to be here, a nice downtrend line against this multi-year consolidation. And if you get a break out of this, okay, and then maybe a retest and a confirmation, then these things can continue higher. And as we come into 2026, part of my thought and my view, I'm talking a little bit more about next year. We are going to get into just this week and how I plan on making money this week. But my thoughts about next year is that I'm still cautiously bullish, but I do think that some of these crazy AI tech related, some of these crazy tech AI related names, I do think they can experience a bit of a digestion. And I think that if all your portfolio holds is like a Palantir and an Nvidia, and you don't own anything else, I don't think you should be expecting the same type of gains that you had over the last couple of years. I think other areas of the market are going to broaden out and do better. I like energy. I like biotech. I like industrials, materials. I still think financials have legs. Like I think other areas of the market are going to broaden out and are going to improve. We'll see if I'm right about that. But you get a 4.5% dividend with Chevron too. That's a beautiful dividend. And you can take a look at this chart and you can say, hey, listen, this thing gets underneath the 120s. You can cut it loose. Because the whole premise here on the chart is those previous highs that used to be resistance, then we broke through it in 2022 when you had the huge surge in what happened with oil, and oil prices ran over $100 a barrel. We've held that breakout ever since. And oil has come all the way back down to the 60s, and we have still held that breakout. I just think there's more opportunity here for Chevron. And I'm also going to say something that you probably haven't heard anyone talk about yet. Maybe you have, I don't know. But everybody, again, this whole energy situation with AI and data centers, I think you're going to see some of these energy sources that you're looking for is going to be just good old fashioned, old school energy, oil. I don't think like renewables are the answer. It's nuclear. I don't think wind and solar are going to cut it as far as efficiency, capacity, and scale. Nuclear is the solution, but it takes time to build out nuclear. Gas turbines are sold out basically until 2030. There's not enough of them. They can't make them fast enough. So if you don't have the nuclear power plants today, if you can't get your hands on any more gas turbines, what do you fall back on? What do you fall back on? You fall back on oil. And I also kind of like these companies too, because a lot of these energy companies, all these oil companies, because of their drilling capabilities, you're already seeing some of them in Texas are beginning to kind of shift a little bit. They're starting to even get involved in like the mining for precious metals. I don't know if you guys have seen some of that, but I think that energy has underperformed for a very long time. It had a breakout year in 2022. It's underperformed again ever since. But I still like the big players. I still like Chevron. I still like Exxon. Chevron is my favorite. Chevron is my largest holding. Exxon very close second, right behind it. But Chevron is my largest holding. So that's that. I wanted to kind of share that with you guys. I knew it was going to be probably front and center. It was probably going to be what everybody was going to be asking, because I got a bunch of people asking me over the weekend. So I figured everyone wanted to kind of know. Everybody kind of just wanted to know about what's going to happen here and how we're going to play this. And for me, I'm going to be looking at Chevron and Valero, and the level that you need to pay attention to here for Chevron is 170. Now, in the overnight session, we got above 170. Okay, we got to like 172. I'm not looking at it right now, but we got to like 172-ish, 173. You have a resistance level on Chevron. Let me delete these other lines because I don't want to confuse you guys. But you have a resistance level here on Chevron. Okay, right here between 169 and 172. Okay, do you guys all see this line here, this area of structure? All right, you can see these tops back here. You can see previous support back here from 22, resistance in 23, resistance, and then resistance. Well, we are currently trading in the overnight right here. All right, we are currently sitting and trading right here. You got to look at 168, 169 to be support on Chevron. Okay. Maybe that pullback takes you a little bit deeper. So here's the way that I would play Chevron. Pullbacks into the low 160s, I think, are buyable spots for the long-term portfolio. Pullbacks into 169, 170, I think, are buyable spots for the day trade. What I'm going to be looking for tomorrow is I want to see where do these stocks actually open? I know that there's a lot of excitement. There's a lot of speculation. There's a lot of hype into the oil stocks right when trading began. But let's see if these gap ups are actually sustainable. Let's see if they hold. So I really want to see, where do these stocks open tomorrow morning? If Chevron opens clear above 172. I will look for pullbacks into 170, 169 off the open and see if I can establish some footing for support. And I will go after and I will take those trades long. And we'll look for Chevron to push back into the mid 170s, the high 170s, and eventually give us a little bit more of an extension to possibly even test the all-time high on Chevron, which is 189 and change. Okay, I do think that that's a potential. I think you've got to get more updates on the whole Venezuela situation and what's going to happen with oil. I don't know if we'll get to the all-time high just based on what we know right now, but it's definitely something that obviously we've got to keep our ears open to. That is going to be a very, very active area of the market. These are typically not very volatile stocks. They will be tomorrow, right? So don't go into trading an Exxon or a Chevron thinking that these are the same stocks that only trade like in a $2 range throughout the day. That's not going to be the stocks tomorrow. They will trade with higher volatility. So make sure your position size is adjusted accordingly for that stuff. Okay. All right. So I want to make sure Schwab has our current pre-market high today of 187. Nah, no way. For Chevron? That doesn't sound right, but yeah, maybe that's unless I just missed. I'm not looking at it right now because I'm on my live stream. I don't have it up right now, unless it just exploded from where we were previously. But I doubt that it's that big of a move. The oil company Warren Buffett was buying was Occidental Petroleum, OXY. It is 187? Oh, it's not there now. You're saying that it wicked to 187? Yes, Josh, I did call out Chevron on Friday, but it's not, it's not because I had, I did call out Chevron Friday, yes. And we talked about the long-term portfolio and I like Chevron, but I had no idea this was going to happen this weekend. So I had no idea this was going to happen. But we did call out Chevron in chat on Friday. You had a huge move here on Friday, which almost makes me feel like maybe somebody knew that this was going to happen. And this, I don't know. I have no idea. I mean, that's a huge move on Friday. That is a huge move. And, we were talking about it in chat because of the, that breakout, but I love the chart. I love the daily chart. I think, and I like from the long-term portfolio outlook as well. I like it, I like it. So Chevron's already my largest holding, but I will be looking to increase that position. Okay. I will be looking to increase it. And again, 4.5% dividend. Can't argue with that. All right. All right. Futures are still quiet. We're up 0.16, 0.17. Just kind of flirting here right around these session highs. And we'll see if we're able to actually kind of extend the break through that. Does anybody have any questions? Any other questions about oil stocks or anything else? I will remind you that there's no politics here inside True Trading Group. It's just how we're going to make money from what's going on. So when I say, do you have any questions about this? The questions better relate to something trading and investing related. Does anybody have any questions about the oil stocks or anything else? Before I move on. Defensive stocks. I don't have defensive stocks in my, will the strike on Venezuela cause the crash tomorrow? No, there will absolutely not be a crash tomorrow because of what happened in Venezuela. Okay. No, there will not. The defensive stocks, I don't have any, I don't have the defense stocks in my outlook report for 2026. But I mean, Raytheon looks great. General Dynamics looks great. Lockheed Martin has a lot of catching up to do. It's not that I don't like them. See, I screwed up with Raytheon. and I was right with Lockheed Martin. So I owned Lockheed Martin, Raytheon, and General Dynamics. Those were the three defense stocks that I owned. When they went nuts in 2024, I scaled these positions back. I still own some. I never really sell out of anything entirely. I just kind of bring my positions down and then make them bigger and then sell them off. But I don't usually sell out of everything. I brought my positions down on these defense stocks considerably in October of 2024. It ended up being the right move on. Lockheed Martin, as I sold Lockheed Martin above 600. It's now at 496, but it was the wrong move on Raytheon. I sold Raytheon here at like 125. It's now 187. So again, I still own some, but I had a much bigger position in 2024 when I started to sell out of Raytheon, and that stock has continued higher. So one of them was the right move, one of them was not the right move. So I don't know. I'm not looking to add to these positions this year. Yeah, I don't know. There might be there might be a play there, but they're not a focus. They're not a focus for me right now. Okay. But let me see what else. Got a couple of questions. Oh, silver. Yes. So silver's gapping up also. Now, what we want to look at here with silver, this whole move on silver is a short squeeze. Okay. All right. This whole move on silver is a short squeeze. And ever since you had the margin requirements get raised for silver, it's gone nuts. Now you're getting longs and shorts are getting margin called literally on a daily basis. Gap up, shorts get liquidated, gap down, longs get liquidated, and just back and forth. Mr. Englewood says the Holy Grail tool is all caps, legit. I just wanted to drop in and say that part. Yeah, I mean, it really is. It really is legit. It's helping our members. It's helping our members to make money at a rate faster than we've ever seen. True Trading has been around since like 2017, and we have courses and boot camps, and we have tons of different AI tools now and everything. But we have never seen this type of success with something other than the Holy Grail. The Holy Grail tool has been the most successful tool that we have put out to all of our members as far as speed of profitability, like how quickly someone goes from struggling to profitable with using the tool. It's the best that we've done. And it's the reason why a lot of our members have been able to make money now on a consistent basis. And I think one more time, and then we're going to move on to how we're going to make money this week. If you're a member of True Trading Group and you guys are making money because of this platform and you're becoming better traders, do me a favor one more time. Just type the number 1 in chat. Just in case somebody missed it. We got a couple hundred more people logged on to the live stream since I asked earlier. But just go ahead one more time. If you're a member and you guys are making money, just go ahead and type the number 1 inside chat. And again, those of you that are not members, just pay close attention. The tools, the resources, the mentorship, that the tools and resources they get on the platform, the mentorship and the guidance from the mods, the camaraderie and the community from the family that is True Trading Group. This is why these people are successful. It's not necessarily because I shared with them some super special top secret, chart pattern that I learned working on Wall Street. It's they have access to a terminal with tools, resources, data, and analytics that just helps them make much better decisions and increases their consistency and profitability. I don't want to oversimplify things, but it really does come down to that. It really is that simple. How many people here are not a member of True Trading Group? How many of you are not members? Real quick, and type the letters TTG if you guys are not a member of True Trading Group. Again, just type the letters TTG if you are not a member of True Trading Group. Let me see. I'm just, how many people here that I'm talking to here that are not members. So again, just type TTG. We've got Oreo, Mark, John, Yak, Penny P, another John, C Dub, Sunil Kumar. How are you? Sunil Kumar, I saw your question before, brother. I think you were asking me about the solar stocks. I think you were saying. Solar stocks, I'm not crazy about solar stocks, but I do. If I had to pick one, FSLR is my favorite. FSLR is the clear best in breed in the solar space, in my opinion. So I do like FSLR if you're looking at solar. Okay, we got No Handle, we got Abiman, beautiful. We got a lot of ice, cool. We have a bunch of new faces here, guys, that are not members, and we do have to also welcome Merrick. We have to welcome Merrick. Everybody welcome Merrick. Merrick is the newest member to the TTG family. Everybody welcome Merrick. Nice. Kerbal says, our TTG Mari is the best. It helped me significantly with my stop losses for options. So Mari is the name of our entire AI system. So it's Mari is the persona that is True Trading Group's AI. All right, listen, those of you that are not members, guys, so I do want to welcome Merrick. Merrick, welcome to the TGD family. Those of you that are not members, before I get into my watch list, I mean, I already kind of shared with you a little bit, Chevron, Valero, we'll talk in more detail about my entry, stop losses, profit targets for this week. But I also have silver that I'm watching very closely. I'm watching crypto. Bitcoin's having a nice move. Coinbase is on my watch list. I'm also going to be focusing on Palantir after a huge volatile day on Friday. So there's a lot going on. I also want to keep an eye on Tesla. Elon Musk was seen having dinner with Trump and Melania this weekend. So there might be some whispers on something that maybe could be going on with Tesla. So I want to keep an eye on Tesla. So these are just some things I'm thinking about here for this week. So we will be getting into that. But those of you that are not members, okay, and you guys are not members, go to ttgoffer.com. Again, it's ttgoffer.com. And you guys can see everything that you get with the True Trading Group. It's a 12-month TTG membership. All right. The price is going to be increasing after the next 10 people sign up. And there is a counter there that's on the page. So you guys are able to lock in your rate now. And the price that you pay now is the price that you're going to end up paying for life for your annual membership. So even after our prices go up for next year, you'll stay locked in at this rate for as long as that you're a member. So you guys can go to ttgoffer.com. Everything on that page is included. You also get a double your money back guarantee because we stand behind the platform that we've created. And we believe so strongly in its ability to help you guys reach your goals that we offer you a double your money back guarantee. So it's pretty much, it's right there in writing. You just have to complete our courses, pass the quizzes, log into our platform at least 50 times throughout the year. So actually use the platform. You got to actually trade with real money. And if you're not able to make back what you paid for your membership, which in this case is $597, if you can't make that back at least once during the membership, we give you back double, $1,194. That's the double money back guarantee. It's right there in black and white on the checkout page. You get Mari, that's the trading, it's the AI trading assistant. That's the recipient of the 2024 Benzinga FinTech Award for Best AI Analysis Tool. You get our chat room, obviously, where the mods and I share our screen and trade with you live. You get all the real-time market data, all the professional charting tools that come with the platform, all of our courses, which is a simplified and expanded upon version of what I learned working at the fund in New York. And you get access to the global community, the TTD social platform. It's all of our 10,000 members from all over the world. You guys get access to that. Of course, the mobile app, so you can stay connected with our platform, even if you're not in front of your computer, which is huge, considering 82% of our members have a full-time job. That's big, right? You guys can do all this for just $597, okay? The price is going to go up after the next 10 people join, okay? So it's $597 for 10 people, then that price jumps. All right, so you guys go to ttgoffer.com, see everything that's listed there is included. You are also going to be getting, if you guys go to that page and you do read it, you are going to be getting an upgraded AI bonus that includes 30 Holy Grail runs. These are complete trade setups. So like I was telling you guys about before, the Holy Grail run, you type in the ticker symbol, you know, whatever it is, stock, option, crypto, future, what you want to risk, day trade, swing trade, scalp, whatever it is, click run analysis. You get a full detailed trading plan, entry, stop loss, profit targets, and conviction level. You guys are going to get 30 of those included with your membership here if you guys are one of the next 10 people to jump on this for $597. If you have any questions at all, do not wait a single second because these 10 spots are going to go fast. So if you have a question, text us immediately. The phone number to text us is 1-888-621-2127. The phone number is again at the bottom of your screen, 1-888-621-2127. Okay. Here we go. We got to welcome Jeff and Mike. Now there's 7 spots left. Guys, I'm telling you, these spots are going to go really quick. 7 spots left. Everybody is gung-ho, going crazy over the Holy Grail tool. You guys are going to be getting 30 of those runs included with your membership. So these are going to go fast here. We had 10, now there's 7. And how do you know you're one of the 7? Very simple. The page is going to be online. If the page is not, it's going to show that it's sold out. All right. So hop on in. We got to welcome Jeff and Mike. Tomorrow we're going to raise the price after 7 more people join. Well, after 7 people join, we're going to take the page down. Tomorrow we'll raise the price and have a new page up. All right. So Jeff and Mike, again, questions, text us 1-888-621-2127. All right. All right, folks. All right. Let's take things back on over to the charts and let's stick with silver. All right. Let's stick with silver since we're here. Silver with a big gap up back to $75 an ounce over the weekend. And this is a short squeeze. Okay. This is a short squeeze. I could spend the next probably 45 minutes explaining to you guys the dynamics of what's happening in silver. I'm not going to. It's late. It's 9:30. We got a big week ahead of us. I want to get a full night's sleep tonight and be well rested for tomorrow because I think we're going to be making a lot of money this week. And I want to be focused. And then we have a ton of opportunities in the market with everything going on with Venezuela, with Lisa Su and Jensen Huang set to give speeches at the CES in Vegas, with all the jobs data that we're getting this week, with the move we're getting in precious metals. There's so much opportunity that I don't want to even blink. I'm going to really rely pretty heavily on the AI tools, on Mari, the AI charts, the Holy Grail. This is the week where all this stuff is going to really, really, really come in handy. And I think it'll really benefit for us. So without getting into what's going on with silver, it's a short squeeze. Now, if silver breaks back into the 80s, you have a chance for a continued squeeze. After the margin requirements were raised, now, if you remember, silver shot over 80, okay? And then that is when you had an exhaustion gap. I spoke about this last week, the exhaustion gap, and then everybody got wiped out that was leveraged long when the margin requirements were lifted because people were not able to meet the margin requirements. All it takes is a small move to the downside. They get the margin call, their positions get liquidated. They don't have the cash to load the account to satisfy the margin call. They get liquidated, force selling pressure, stock drops. Then everybody that gets short, all it takes is a small move higher. The margin requirements are lifted. They don't have the capital to satisfy the margin call. They get forced liquidated and they forced to cover and the stock pops. And then it goes back down. And that literally went on all last week where you literally just had huge move higher, huge move lower, huge move higher, huge move lower. Just longs and shorts getting completely blown out because of margin. Now you have a geopolitical catalyst that causes buying pressure, more buying pressure, aside from just the margin calls and the short squeezes, to come into precious metals. And now we have to welcome Daniel. Guys, these spots are going quick. We got to welcome Daniel. Now we're down to 6. Okay, so there's only 6 of these spots. And Philip. So now we're down to 5. Everybody welcome Philip. So we have 5 spots left. at the 597 price point. That includes the 30 runs for the Holy Grail tool. It includes Mari. It includes the double your money back guarantee. Everything you guys see on that page. Go to ttgoffer.com. It's there. But now there's only 5 of these spots left. Okay? There's only 5 left. So you got to send a text message if you have any questions, 1-888-621-2127. Otherwise, this page comes down after 5 more people join, and then it'll be back up tomorrow. You can join tomorrow. It just will be more expensive than the 597. Okay? All right. So back to silver. If silver gets back into the 80s, I think you have to watch for another leg of a short squeeze. The way that I want to play silver is kind of twofold. I am looking for the exhaustion top type of move that signals the end of a short squeeze. It looked like we were getting it last week when we got above 80. But if we get back above, if SLV gets back above 71, then I think you can have one more leg of a squeeze. And now we have to welcome Mark. Guys, these spots, there's only 4 spots left now. So we have 4 spots left now. Mark, welcome to the family. Everybody, welcome Mark. There's 4 spots left. ctgoffer.com. 4 more spots, page comes down. All right. I'm telling you guys, seriously, if you have a question, just text us right now. Text us 1-888-621-2127 so we can at least try to get you in before 4 more people join. All right. So I'm going to look for, if we break through 71 on silver, I might even try to jump on a little bit of a squeeze move, catch a couple of bucks to the upside. Okay. But then I'm going to look for the short. Honestly, SLV 74, 75, I would be looking for shorts. I would look for us to break above 71. I look for silver to break back into the 80s, squeeze a little bit further into the mid to high 80s, maybe 90. SLV squeezes another couple of points and then drop off from there. And then I would actually jump on the backside weakness of that move. I think that would actually be the easier trade, if I'm being honest with you. Trying to catch the move if you get a big gap up tomorrow, I think might not be easy. And I'm certainly not comfortable shorting the gap up tomorrow. I would wait for it to squeeze. And if it squeezes, I would wait for the crack back down, back through the previous high. Then I would jump on the short and we would look for silver to drop back into the 60s. Okay. That I think is the easier trade, but it's going to be really volatile. We'll deal with it when that time comes. We got to welcome Milia. Milia, welcome home. Now we're 3 spots left. Milia, welcome home. Milia used to be a member, is now back. Oh, no, that does not count. I'm sorry. Milia doesn't count. Milia doesn't count. So we still, because they used to be a member, we brought them back in because they used to be a member. So we did something a little bit up. Well, I take it back. Now Mark Antoine just joined. So now we are down to 3. So scratch all that. Milia, I thought we were down to 3. Then we were back to 4. But now Mark Antoine just joined. And now we are actually down to 3. So Mark Antoine, welcome to the TTG family. Everybody welcome Mark Antoine. Welcome to the group. All right. Welcome to the group, brother. All right. So those are my thoughts with regard to silver. Let's go back to Chevron. Let me just give you a little bit more details on the Chevron trade. I think this is maybe the one that most people are interested in. Here's my support zone. It's 172 down to 169. Okay. That's my support zone. I want to wait and see where does Chevron open tomorrow. If Chevron opens above 172, I will look to buy a pullback into 170. Okay. And then look for it to push back into the high 170s. My targets. Okay. My target entries, longs would be 170-ish. And profits would be 170. If I enter 170, I'm probably taking profits 172, 174, 176. Not because it's every $2. That's just coincidence. I'm looking at structure. And then after 176, I would hold. And then I would look for probably like 180, 182 for the final take. Okay. So that's the way that I would trade Chevron. I would probably even hold on to it for a couple of days and see what happens if we get any more news about Venezuela and what's going on with the situation there with oil. Again, we don't necessarily know yet, right? We don't. Guys, listen. So people are just asking me how much will it be tomorrow? So tomorrow it's going to be 697. You can join now for $5.97. So if you want to wait till tomorrow, you could. You can join tomorrow, but it'll be $6.97. So it's not a huge increase, but the price is walking up, and you save yourself $100. So it's $5.97 now, but only for the next 3 people. Tomorrow it is $6.97. All right, and then we're going to continue to walk the price up. So then it'll be $7.97, $8.99, et cetera. All right, you guys can get it now for $5.97. Right, so everybody clear. That's my game plan there with Chevron. We'll take a look at Valero also. Valero is also clean and clear gap up. Okay, and for me, support level is going to be around the low 170s. So I have structure here from a previous pivot low in November, right, and then again December. And then I have this dark blue line, which is the 50-day moving average. What I want you to focus on is the dark blue line support. Look at the support there in November. Look at the support there in early November. Look at the support there in late October, right? This is real solid support at the 50-day moving average. So, and then we fell underneath it. If we gapped above it, we look for it to become support again. So we would look for pullbacks into like 171, 172. We would look for that to be support, and we look for some type of a candle on Valero that looks something similar to that. All right. Stop losses on that would be probably around 168. All right. So I'm getting a couple of questions here. The next, so after 3 more people join, we're going to move the price from $5.97 up to $6.97. And then we're going to have 20 spots. 20 spots until tomorrow at midnight. And then the price goes to $7.97. $7.97 is where it will stay for the month of January before we move it up again in the month of February. Right? So that's how that's going, just to answer some of those questions. So those are my game plans there with regards to Valero and Chevron. Okay. Next up, we're going to go to Coinbase. We're going to Coinbase because of this candle that Coinbase put in there on Friday and the move that you're getting right now in Bitcoin pushing back into the low 90s. This is Bitcoin. This is a big resistance level that we're coming up to in the 94.5 area. If you break through that, Bitcoin probably has a straight shot to 99. So if you get through 94.5, it's probably a straight shot to 99. If you reject 94.5, I think you got to be real careful. You probably fall back into the 80s quickly. The way that I'm going to look to play this is with this overnight move higher, we should get gap ups in all the crypto names. A gap up in Coinbase should gap us back above what was a previous level of support that was broken to the downside that may now reestablish itself as support if Bitcoin were to continue to push higher. That level is right underneath 240. So if you look at my screen right now, you will see that we had a real nice support level in November, right there around the 240. We dropped into it again in December. It held and held and held and finally broke last week. And then you rallied back in to retest that level, and that's where we paused, and that's also Friday's high. So it's Friday's high. It's previous support from November and December. It's also the 9 EMA, which has been resistance, and then prior to that support. So clear structure on the 9 EMA. So any gap up that we get above this level, look for that to be support on pullback entries, and you look for Coinbase to continue to push higher and try to get into this resistance level that sits in like the 250s. So we will look for, if Bitcoin continues, if Bitcoin gets north of 94.5, we look for Coinbase into the 250s. Okay. So that's how we're going to play that. All right. That is how we're going to play that. And my boy Phil, unbelievable. My boy Phil says Coinbase is an active Holy Grail long swing trade for me from January 2nd. So Phil used the Holy Grail tool, ran it for Coinbase, and got a long swing trade that he initiated on Friday, January 2nd. He's still in the position. Phil, congrats, brother. You're going to be handsomely rewarded tomorrow morning. We have to welcome Hamid. Hamid, welcome to the True Trading Group family, brother. That means we're down to just 2. of those spots remaining at 597. Again, guys, if you have a single question, even one question, just text us right now. Okay? 1-888-621-2127. Again, that's 1-888-621-2127. Hamid, welcome to the TTG fan, brother. All right. So that's it there for Coinbase. Let's go on over to Palantir, because I do want to talk about Palantir. Palantir had a big breakdown day on Friday, and you did break underneath some structure. And I want to show you the structure. So here's some resistance on Palantir, right? Then you broke above it. And after you broke above it, it became support. And then you broke that on Friday. So what I would look for, let's just do a quick check back in on futures, if the futures have moved or not since we've been. No, futures are still just sitting here, 0.13%. So we're not really getting any action here in the futures. A very muted reaction. This is exactly what I expected coming into the futures open after what happened this weekend. Very muted reaction in the overall market, but a big reaction in oil. And so far, that's what we are seeing. All right. So no real tells, no real momentum or direction in the futures as it stands right now. But if things were to weaken out, do not forget, okay? Do not forget, you've got Lisa Su speaking tomorrow, CEO of AMD. Jensen Huang speaking tomorrow, okay? CEO of Nvidia. They're going to move, depending on what they say, they're going to move the entire semiconductor sector and some of these ancillary AI-related names. So there is a point tomorrow where if they say something the markets don't like, those stocks can sell off. They can pull the rest of them down with it. To the flip side, they can say something everybody loves, and those stocks can rip higher. I'm not sitting here trying to pretend like there's any possible way for me to predict what the hell they're going to say. I'm not a psychic. I'm not a good trader because I predict the future. I'm a good trader because I identify high probability setups and I position myself on the right side of that probability over and over and over again with good, sound, solid risk management. And that's where my consistency comes from. Okay. I don't try to predict things that I know I cannot possibly do. All right. So I will react in case Lisa Su or Jensen Huang says something. But one of the things I want to look for is potential short setups in case they say something the markets don't like. So we're going to look over here at Palantir. Okay. We're going to go over here. Well, it could be tomorrow. It could be Tuesday because the CES is going to be multiple days. So I know they're speaking tomorrow. I don't know exactly what time they're speaking. So Play says it might not be until 6 p.m. Eastern because they are in Vegas. So if they do speak in the afternoon, and markets will be closed. But then that could be a play for us for Tuesday. So the plays I'm giving you right now are not necessarily tomorrow only. They are plays that I'm looking at for this week. All right. So Palantir, I'm going to see if that 175, 176, I'm just going to see is it resistance now. Okay. And if we get a bounce back, do you get something that looks like that? Okay. Something looks like that. Because I really like the 200-day moving average test. Like I really like this support level down here. I would like for Palantir to get down there. So full disclosures here at Palantir. My position on Palantir, my long-term portfolio. I bought at 21, 22, and I think it was 68 or 69. I trimmed at 206.5. What I trimmed at 206.5, I will rebuy right here in the long-term portfolio. All right. All my teaching. I mean, if you're a member to Trading Group, you already know all of this. We've talked about this ad nauseum, but if you're not a member, you may not know that. Okay. So that is going to be one setup that we're going to look for potentially to the downside, 175, 176. If Palantir reclaims 176, we leave it alone, abandon any type of a short idea, stop out of the trade if you're already in it, and then move on. Okay? That is all. Valero, Chevron, Coinbase, Silver, Palantir, AMD, Nvidia. We're going to start off with those names on the list as a focal point for us coming into this week, but I'm going to add a lot more stocks, right? I'm going to add a lot more, right? I'm going to add a lot more. It's going to be a real busy week between Venezuela news, between, Lisa Su and Jensen Huang speaking, all the jobs data we're getting this week, the first full trading week of 2026, the calendar turns over, portfolios get adjusted. It's going to be a really busy, active week. This is the time for you guys to get things moving. This is the time for you guys to get your butts into this platform, use the tools, familiarize yourselves with the platform, get in chat, follow some of the mods trades. It's time we start capitalizing on some of this. I expect an incredibly volatile year of 2026, right? I do expect an incredibly volatile year in 2026. So it's time to get with it. TTGoffer.com. If you're not yet a member, I believe we're down to just 2 spots left for $597 for the year. Everything you see on TTGoffer.com is included in your membership. All right. Tomorrow, the price is, after 2 people join, the price jumps to $697. And then the day after that, it's $797. And then it's going to stay there for the rest of the month of January. You can do it now for $597. That does include a double your money back guarantee. It's right there on the checkout page in black and white for you guys all to see. All right. I'm excited. I'm excited for the first full week of the new year. I can't believe that 2025 is already behind us. I feel like the year completely flew by. And I'm excited, man. I gotta be honest with you. I have never felt so armed for battle in my life. I feel like going into 2026 with the AI charts, the Holy Grail tool, Mari, level 3, I have never in my life felt so prepared. Like, I just feel like I have just this massive stockpile of ammunition I'm going to battle with. And I hope you guys kind of feel that way too. I really do truly feel like, I feel like Terminator style. Like I really do feel unstoppable. So I'm looking forward to it. I really am. I'm looking forward to this year. I'm looking forward to, all the tools, the entire TTG terminal coming together as one. Obviously we had a huge year in 2025. But I think that, I think we're going to have a very volatile year. I don't think it's going to be as volatile as we saw in the month of April. That was some of the most volatility that I've ever seen in my entire life. We were down 15% in the S&P in a Thursday, Friday, and an overnight Sunday future session. And I mean, that was some of the craziest volatility that I've seen. It was, 2008, COVID, and then the tariff sell-off. Most volatility that I've ever seen. Update on my 2026 outlook report. I literally worked on it every minute that I possibly could this weekend to try to get it finished. I'm still not finished. My wife is really pregnant. She's due in February. And I have a 1.5-year-old running around. And my wife hasn't been feeling that great. So I've been on extra dad duty than I usually am. And I wasn't able to finish it. It's a very, very in-depth, detailed report. I think I'm already like 20 pages in, but I'm not finished yet. Trust me, I'm trying to get it out to you guys as quickly as I possibly can. But this year coming up in 2026 it's a very different year than what we've had the last several years. And it really required a lot more thought and a lot more research and analysis. And I've been really using our AI and I've been using Mari to help me go through some of this research and analysis, which has been a really big help because I wouldn't be as far as I am with it now if it wasn't for that. But I've already talked about a lot of my themes with our members. But I am trying to get this out to you guys as quickly as I possibly can. I'm almost finished, but I'm not finished yet. Like I said, I think I'm on like 18, 19 page, like 18, 19 or 20. And I probably still have another 6 or 7 to go. With the analysis and the research that's behind all of my investment themes for the year. So, it's coming. I promise. It is coming. All right. I promise it is coming. All right. So that's it, guys. All right. I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Get a good night's rest. Let's start the new year off on the right foot. All right. Again, ttgoffer.com. All right. ttgoffer.com. If you have any questions, text us 1-888-621-2127. Have a great night.